Hey, blessed weekend, everybody. I hope you're all well and healthy and you're getting out in nature like I am to get some fresh air and, kind of calm your mind and your spirit, keep everything in balance. A little food for thought, and food really is something I would love to speak about because it's really important what we ingest. Like Hippocrates said, the doctor, father of medicine, let food be thy medicine, medicine be thy food. It's the one thing I have not heard of in the United States by anybody other than Dr. David Katz, who I posted on my Facebook page an interview with Bill Maher, and you can go look that up on YouTube if you like, about how important it is that we build an immunity to COVID-19 and that people who are low risk, such as myself or other people, would be back into the workforce and not shutting down the entire economy. Because the reality is there's like millions of viruses, and viruses don't make people sick. They don't kill people. It's your immune system turning in against itself that creates the illness. And nobody else is speaking about how important food is to boost the immune system. Obviously, right now when people are acutely ill, like the elderly and other immune compromised people who have died, that wasn't going to help them. I get that. But there's no reason in this country that has no healthcare infrastructure in place, no socialized medicine, no kind of plan that takes care of all the citizens. Look at that heron. It's important to eat well, to take care of ourselves so that we will stay strong with our immune systems, and it's just ridiculous that that's not even, but what's more ridiculous, people don't question it. Step away from the Kool-Aid bowl, people. Like, where's your questioning on protocol? And what's going on? There was an ER doctor, I spoke about this before, in LA, and not in LA, the LA Times, he was in Seattle, the LA Times posted this up. They kind of had to. But he had been 5 days with the virus after treating so many patients in the hospital, and his colleagues were kind of desperate, and they reached out to another hospital, and it's like Dr. Shiva said, they went with an experimental treatment of vitamin C, IV, high doses, coupled with an immunosuppressant, and he was healed. They had given him 2 days. He was on a ventilator, which wasn't helping. And, I think the statistics are 80 to 90% on the ventilators of patients with COVID-19 are dying because it's bursting the cells in their lungs. They need some healthy vitamin C or some other kind of combination to help them get well. I'm trying to see if we can find that heron again. But this is really crucial because we're going to get to the time at some point when we're going to be out of the acuteness of this virus. And if you're not a great eater, are you thinking about it now? I think the one good thing about anything like this is it brings things to people's awareness. Like, look, this is a planet of duality. You can't have masculine without feminine. You can't have dark without light. And for all this stuff that to me seems kind of dark, it's waking the light up within people because we all have that light within us. The creator, God, goddess, the spark, the universe, I don't care what you want to call it, we broke off into billions of pieces to experience ourselves in this dimension and then to go back and share that experience multiple times if you want to bring reincarnation into it, but every soul's at their own level. So some people have only had nominal lifetimes, some people have had hundreds of lifetimes. That's my belief, and an old soul is nothing but a slow learner. I get it, but you learn if you're willing to see the lesson. And the lesson here, I think, is an infrastructure needs to be put in place in the United States to take care of its citizens. There's just so many things that are going on right now, but the health thing is just super important. And if we're all locked in our houses, how can we build an immunity up to this virus? I agree with Dr. Katz that it should be the people that are low risk, who are healthy, who have strong immune systems, should be going back to work. And there should be parameters put in place like social distancing, and there has to be guidelines. You can't just like throw everybody who is low risk back into the workforce and then just have them like stand right on top of people in freaking Wawa or 7-Eleven, and you know what I mean? Like, and especially if you're coming home to somebody like my parents who are elderly. But you have to live your life. And the whole crunch of this economy because of this virus is ridiculous. And what's worse is that Dr. Fauci made a statement in 2017, right before Trump was inaugurated, made a speech that he would undoubtedly, President Trump, see a pandemic in his lifetime. So what the hell? Do you know something we don't? We already know that, China's been funded by the United States for laboratory research in Wuhan. It's just, there's too many pieces that don't add up, okay? And that people don't question it, or they think that the ones like me who question shit are like we're crazy or whatever. You know what? The established order has been pulling the shit for so long. 2020, the year of clear sight, clear vision. Start to ask the hardline questions. That's what bothers me. I want to see both sides of the coin. You know, and somebody had said to me, oh, you don't do your research. Really? I'm the daughter of a broadcast journalist and an elementary school educator. Are you kidding me? I don't know if you guys know this, but my father was Dan Rather's competition. Before Dan Rather was hired, my dad was his competition. They were neck and neck to see who was going to get that network job. Sadly, at the time, my father was majorly into alcoholism, so he blew that job. But he was blessed enough to work with Jamie Farr, who played Klinger on MASH, and he worked with Ted Kennedy, who played Lurch on the original Addams Family. You know, he was in broadcast networks with some of these people, and thank God he's been sober now for like 52 years. But the reality is, hell yeah, I do research, and yeah, I question stuff. But just because like 50,000 people are going to the left doesn't mean I'm going to the left. If my intuition, my inner light tells me no, and then I'm going to go to the right. And guess what? I've always been like that. For the astrologers, I was born with the Pluto-Uranus conjunction with an orb kind of close conjunction to Mars, the warrior, in the 11th house in Virgo. So scrutinizing details, looking at the shit that's dark that nobody wants to see, taking the sword as a warrior and running in. Uranus having lightning quick flashes for the group, not just for myself. So fuck yes. Excuse my French. I am going to question everything, and if you don't like it, I don't care. But why aren't you questioning things? Why are you just believing everything you're hearing on the mainstream news, if that's you, or reading things and believing it without checking facts? And Snopes? Seriously? Nope. That bitch reeked from the first time I saw that website. I'm like, I don't think so. The reality is we need to shift our ways. It's so apparent right now that things have to change. So, like, I really hope that people are waking up and coming up with more sustainable ways to live on this planet, for healthier ways for your own body, and that you take that and run with it. All right, my dog is pulling, so I'm going to sign off, but you guys have a great rest of the weekend, and, you know, think about that food for thought.